Life hacks you'll thank me for, part 1. You know how every time you go to pull out a piece of aluminum foil, the whole tube comes out? Well, there's these little tabs on either side of the box. You just push those in and it holds the tube in place. Okay, do you know why those plastic pasta spoons have a hole in the middle of them? They're actually supposed to be used to measure out a single serving size of pasta. Did you know that most medicine bottles that have the child-proof caps can actually be flipped over and used on the other side so that they're much easier to open? This is especially handy for the elderly. Life hacks you'll thank me for, part 2. If you want an easy way to core your strawberry without having to deal with a knife and cutting all the tops off, just use a straw. The top pops right off. If the top flap of your boxes never stays shut, simply tuck in the sides, then fold in each of the sides and press, and then tuck that top flap into the pocket you created. This will help keep that top flap shut and keep your food fresh a little bit longer. If you're tired of having to find and or get your roll of tape started, just use one of those plastic things. Life hacks you'll thank me for, part 3. If you need to soften butter quickly but don't want to melt it, put some boiling hot water in a glass to heat the glass, then dump out the water and flip it over your stick of butter. In just a couple minutes, you'll have nice softened butter. If you want to keep Grandma's homemade cookies soft, just put a slice of bread in the container with it. Works like a charm. Do you have a pair of jeans where the zipper just won't stay out? Simply use a key ring from one of your keychains, slide that through your zipper, and then slip that over your button before you button. Life hacks you'll thank me for, part 4. If you have a lot of baby or toddler toys that you want to disinfect but you don't want to spend a ton of time washing them all by hand, simply use a reusable produce or mesh laundry bag, throw all the toys in, and then throw them in the top rack of your dishwasher. Just make sure that top part's closed so they don't come all spilling out. Is your wrapping paper getting wrinkly because it's always starting to come unraveled? Simply cut a toilet paper roll down one side and then slip it over the tube. If you need a makeshift cookbook holder that doesn't take up space on your counter, just use an old pants hanger and hang it right off a cabinet. Life hacks you'll thank me for, part 5. If you need to sharpen a knife or a pair of scissors and you don't have a sharpener, you can easily do so by sharpening the blades on the bottom rim of a ceramic coffee mug. If you're in a pinch and you need a smaller size Ziploc bag, take a regular size Ziploc bag, then heat up a knife with a match or a lighter, then glide the hot knife down the center and it instantly sears into the bag, and the heat from the knife reseals the plastic together, revealing 2 separate bags. A lot of pots and pans come with a hole on the end of the handle to be used for hanging it. You can actually use this hole to slide your wooden spoon in so that you don't make a mess on your countertop. If the top flap of your boxes never stays shut, simply tuck in the sides, then fold in each of the sides and press, and then tuck that top flap into the pocket you created. This will help keep that top flap shut and keep your food fresh a little bit longer. If you're tired of having to find and or get your roll of tape started, just use one of those.
Here's a little hack for your next get-together. Freeze overnight. Keeps food cold while it sits out.
Life hacks you'll thank me for, part 7. If you want to make your own taco bowls, simply spray both sides of a tortilla, turn a muffin tin upside down, and put the tortilla in the space between the cups. Then bake it at 375 for about 15 minutes, and you'll have a crispy taco bowl. If you've ever needed to quickly chill a drink that you forgot to put in the fridge, here's how. Simply wet a paper towel and then wrap it around your can, your wine bottle, or a champagne bottle, and then stick it in your freezer for 10 minutes. The evaporation of the water in the dry freezer will help speed up the cooling process. Want to get rid of hot cooking grease without pouring it down your drain? Simply put a piece of aluminum foil in your sink to catch the hot oil. Then when it's cooled,